Hey, welcome to the complete HTML practical course. In this video, I'm gonna cover the following titles right here. So the first one is in this video, we'll talk about the HTML input types. So as I mentioned in the previous video, the input element is the most important element in the form. Input will shown in several different ways that depends on the type of the input. So input type text will bring a text, a single line of text for getting the user input. And the next one is input type password. Input type password, it is similar like the input type text, but the whatever we type in the input type password, that is a password. So let's test the password. Let's test the text and password. This is text. This is text. For whenever I type, that text will be like this, visible for me, and when I type the password, the field will be like a password, and I type in here, that is password. So the next one is input type submit. Input type submit is used for submitting the form data. So let's create the form tag. In the form tag, for example, we have the its first name, input type text, and here with the name of first name and the br, and here, for example, password, for example, input type password with the name of the password, and here we say input type text, input type submit. Input type submit, for example, the value is send data. So let's see this, and the first, and this is password. So this is for input type submit, is a button that used for submitting our data to the server. And the next one is input type receipt. Receipt is for receipting. When I click on the receipt button, the form element, the input elements will the forms element will get the default value of themselves. So input type receipt, and the value is for example, receipt data. Here, when I type something in here, when I click on the receipt, it don't send, it just receive the form data. The next one is radio. Radio button is used for example, for choosing genders, for choosing something, but in the radio, the only one radio will be selected. For example, we have the gender, and here is input type radio with the name of the gender, with the value of the male, and this is for the male. And input, I copy this and I paste, and this is for the female, gender, value, and that is female, and that is female, IBR in here. So here, as you can see, this is male or female, and this is something like this, and the name is like this, and I receive the form. Whenever I click on the send data, that's the data will send to the server. So the next one is the checkbox. Checkbox is used often for choosing zero or multiple choice in a form. For example, I say select your favorite favorites. And here I say input type a checkbox, input type checkbox. In here I said favorite, and the value is no, the name is, for example, Apple, and here's Apple. So let's test this, and let's have a BR in here. Choose your favorite fruit, apple. So I want to bring more fruits, and that is, for example, orange. That is, for example, lime or orange. I can choose the three of them. It's checkbox. It's not limited. I can choose the zero of them. It's dependent on me, and it's not like a ready button. In the ready button, I can just choose the one of them. So the next one is input type button. When if you want to have a button, you can have button like input type button, and this is the button, and the value can be, for example, whatever you want to type in here. I say click on me. Click on me. This is a button. You can say that it can be a link. In here I start in here and I close in here, and it can be for example some URL in here. I type this, I don't type this, to it's a link for this page. It's a link. So this is for this video, guys. Happy coding.